phone, just in case. Yeah, because I need to record this session. Okay, first and foremost, thank you everybody. My name is Kong. As you know, I handle the PR for MAN. And today I would like to share a rather interesting topic in our ever-changing media landscape here in Malaysia. I think some of us in this room are young and then some are younger. So we talk about how, we're going to talk about how traditional media has evolved, or the media landscape has evolved. What we have in the past, traditional media, versus the new media and the emergence of what we call influencers and key opinion leaders. So which is more important in today's world? So before we start, okay, what is your preferred source of news? Okay, what was the big thing that happened yesterday? Anybody? Shikin? Sorry? Accident. The five in the family. Bus accident. Oh, UPSI. So where do you get your? Yeah, and then where do you? Facebook. Okay, Kumar, what is your preferred source of news? Okay, do you still buy newspaper? Do you still listen to radio or?
Listen to radio and also most of the time from the phone.
Phone. And which platform do you get?
I go for
Google,
Google News.
Okay, Google News lah. Go if you. Social media.
Facebook, Instagram, TikTok.
Okay. So again, you don't buy newspaper.
I stopped buying newspaper, buy mainly online.
Okay. So anybody else here still buy your newspaper? E-paper. Okay. And then physical paper lah, huh?
Every Sunday, NSA, Star, and one Tamil Daily.
Wow, 3, yeah?
3. Every
Wow.
Sunday.
Amazing. Benz?
Social media. He's asking what's newspaper.
Yeah. It's like people asking, what's a cassette tape, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, yep, in today's world, yes, a lot of us have cast aside the traditional media. And so, the objective of today's training, short session, is to help you understand the characteristics and impact of traditional media. And we learn about how the rise of influencers and KOLs have actually taken over the media space. And then we also compare the effectiveness of both traditional and the new media, specifically now that a lot of us depend on these so-called influencers and KOLs for the latest information. And then from the marketing perspective, we should learn how to integrate both into a cohesive strategy to promote your brand and promote your product. So a short program overview, we have an introduction, then we're going to talk, use a 45-minute segment to talk about the what is traditional media, understanding its role and how it works. And then the next one, we have a session on the emergence of influencers and key opinion leaders. This is when I have the privilege of inviting a special guest to share his experience, like Uncle YS, as most of you will know. He is a 5-time Malaysian rally champion. He used to be a writer for The Sun, Malaysia Online, Auto World, before he pivoted very quickly into being a YouTuber and having a very strong online presence. Today, he's highly recognized for his videos. When he test drive cars, he takes it up Genting. Everybody knows him. In fact, people ask him what cars to buy, what is good, what is bad. So he has done a fantastic job. I think he's close to 70 already. I mean, you must take your hat off to him lah. So today he'll be here. It's a privilege for all of us. He'll share on how he managed to successfully transition from traditional media to the new media. And then we have a break, and then after that, we look at comparing traditional media and influencers and KOLs. Then moving on, we're choosing the right strategy, and then we'll have a session for all of you guys to actually work on something to present as well. So, okay, let's move forward. Understanding traditional media. So, what is the definition of media? It's actually the plural of the word medium. A medium is a way for you a means of communication for you to reach your target audience. So when we say traditional media, we have print, we have electronic, we have, electronic, we call it broadcast lah. Then we have the outdoor as well. And does anybody recognize what this little box is? Sorry? Radio. Last time.
Television.
No, you got the word television. Correct, getting close. Radio, something. Last time, those days, we would pay subscription for this radio. Yeah.
Wow.
We don't waste now.
So it's Radio Fusion. This is ancient. When I grew up, my mom will subscribe. This is cable radio. Radio Fusion.
Those days we used to subscribe. Mostly Chinese families.
Yeah. It's a source of entertainment and news, So non-stop broadcast until a certain time, I think 12 at night or something. So you have radio dramas, you have news, you have songs, and I used to like the ghost story segment That's when they share like real experiences, and then they reenact all the ghost stories So anyway, this is
listening to SW. Shortwave.
Medium wave.
FM, NW, those days radios. Transistor radio.
Yeah.
You have FM, MW, SW, AM. Now you only see AM.
Now no more FM.
FM and AM.
Yeah.
You don't have no already. Now AM also is missing already. More internet everywhere. So you can actually get channels on media.
Right.
Listen to Singapore, those days SW.
So for broadcast, last time if you make it to RTM News or TV3 News, a big deal already, because you know that everybody will have heard of, let's say, your brand or something when you get coverage. So of course, nowadays you still have billboards, but increasingly you see not that many big brands are there anymore. But do you think, for example, MAN, if you have billboards plastered all over the highways, do you think it will help?
Personally, for branding, yes, but sales.
Yeah, it's mainly for branding purposes. A lot of times, the media will help you create a brand awareness, maybe of certain campaigns as well, or certain products as well. But whether or not it leads to sales is a big question mark Okay, the role of traditional media in the past is always to provide the latest news which with the emergence of the smartphone and the new media, of course, latest news is no longer relevant in a sense lah. So it provides information, it helps shape public opinion. When you read a headline like that, of course, you'll be taken aback. It's like, wow, is it true? You know, haram sokong DAP, you know. Then people question themselves. So it creates a kind of help shape perceptions and opinions. And then it will influence your decision making, you know. Then you read about, oh, Jolo stole all this money lah, so he must be a bad guy. And then, you know, who is helping him? You know? So last time my 5-year-old niece used to say, "Wow, Najib stole our money," you know, and she was only 5 years old then. So you can imagine how the dad share all the information. So again, it shapes perceptions and opinions. So for the longest time, the traditional media has a big role in helping us shape our perception and opinion. So why is traditional media still very important? Number one, because it has a lot of trust and credibility because of its heritage. You know, like New Straits Times, established back in 1845. So it's a very established institution. The Star, 1971. China Press, 1946. So, and then Berita Harian, 1957. And all these papers usually have super strong reader base. So the circulation, few 100,000 last time. Berita Harian in Utusan used to reach 400,000 copies a day. Meaning that if you get into the traditional media, you can assume that your message would have reached quite successfully to your target audience. And a lot of times, we use the traditional media to reach out to a wide scope of your audiences. And then, why are traditional media trusted? Because most of the time, all these media have access to the powers that be. Senior politicians, the PM, key business leaders, so they get interviews, they get the inside scoop into what is the latest happenings in the business and political world. And so they share this information, and when people find that this information is published in this traditional media, they will believe that is true, because it is very damaging to publish something that's not true, unlike today's digital media sources. As you know, with AI and all, a lot of fake news can be happening. So always verify. I mean, friends will tell me, hey, oh, this is happening, you know. So Trump said something, but is it reported in the traditional media? Because it can be easily falsified. So these are the strengths of the traditional media. So what happened then? So with the emergence of smartphones, it became the go-to, I would say, gadget. Everybody will, you know, like e-paper. You don't buy the Star, but you probably read news from the Star on the online edition. So at the end of the day, you look at declining readership. So people stop buying. I mean, as the cartoon says, follow our story on our website. So it used to be that newspapers would try to be very up to date in their news. The Malay Mail last time used to have afternoon edition. The Chinese papers used to have afternoon edition. So that you buy the morning paper, then again you'll buy again in the afternoon for the latest. For those who follow the English Premier League results, Malay Mail very important you know, because games play after 11 p.m. The scores you don't see. Even in today's Star, right?
Yes.
you don't get to see the latest scores. So very important. And then used to be top-down information. You just open paper, okay, what you see, then you absorb it, but there's no interaction. Maybe in a very archaic way, there used to be a millennial hotline. You can complain and all. Yeah, but still not real-time interaction as many people would like. So all these challenges meant that traditional media lost its popularity and attractiveness to many of you. So, still on traditional media, so if you have no choice in today's world, which traditional media do you think is still relevant and important to help the MAN brand reach out to your target customers? Maybe share your opinion. TV. But do people still watch TV? Sorry? Is that?
Newspaper.
Newspaper. Okay, which newspaper?
Maybe the Star, the Age, because it's
Okay.
the CEO or the business owner.
Okay. Yeah, that's a good point. The Age, maybe, although the circulation is very small, maybe 10,000 copies a week. Yeah, but it reaches to the very top of the corporate world. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. Is that? Yes.
I think the respective logistic and trucking associations newsletter.
Okay.
They have a print newsletter or AGM where they have advertisement slot.
Mm-hmm.
You can also advertise that.
Okay, that's very targeted. Again, very small circulation, very small readership, but very targeted. So for a brand like MAN, heavy commercial vehicle, you don't really need to have a shotgun approach. It's good for the brand, let's say if you masuk TV or something, but again, whether or not the right people are watching it. So that's the question mark. So Vishnu, Thailand is correct, Izzat is correct. What other traditional media do you think is relevant?
Social media attached together with the newspaper.
Okay. You mean the supplement? Okay.
Which
Can.
like Star, Newspaper Time.
Okay.
So they can attach to then we'll see what the exact things.
But remember,
Top management level, they more go to the English term.
Mhm.
So they will use it. So then they open, they know, okay, this is the
Ah.
product. They can use it for their future.
yep. And also bear in mind your target market. Okay, who are these people? Are they all Chinese speaking, mainly Chinese speaking, or Malay medium, or is it English speaking? So you got to be aware of that as well. Would radio work? No? BFM 89.9. Yeah, the business station. Again, it is very English medium. If your customers are mainly, all the Chinamen who are following what? Xiaohongshu or, Little Red Book.
For me, I think all type of media,
Mhm.
we must go according to the all language types. So Chinese, Malay, or Indian, they have two variants. Then only we can tackle for this. For the whole product.
But then do bear in mind that traditional media is still a very expensive medium to invest in. For example, a full page ad in the Star usually set you back 30,000-40,000 per page. Age maybe slightly cheaper, but then papers like the Age, all these traditional media have their pros and cons. Star is still like a one-day thingy, but you can still keep it. Keep the edition. You read over the next week or so. Still okay lah. You know, if you don't accidentally use it to wrap your fish bones, you know, chuck it into the bin. The age is a little bit has more longevity because of the quality of the paper, and then yeah, you tend to keep it for longer. Keep it. So again, the investment cost, the cost of investing in these papers, although personally I still feel that it still plays a role, but the most important is that you must understand your customer. You know, what do they use to as a source of information? So just want to share with you Crocs. We used to handle the Crocs shoes. Now it is making a comeback. When it first started in 2006, one pair of Crocs was only 129. Now it's 339 or something in the basic pair. So just want to share with you how at the time it was traditional media mainly lah. There was still a lot of magazines, a lot of newspapers, a lot of lifestyle magazines. Last time Blue Ink, under the Blue Ink group, banyak female, Her World, Wanita, all those magazines were plenty. Newspapers were still very important. So when we handled this brand called Crocs, there was zero advertising budget. We were just, given the task, help us promote the brand. When it first started, in Malaysia, hardly known, but in the fashion circles, the Crocs brand was beginning to create a lot of interest. So I used to carry a big bag of shoes, and I go from newspaper office to the magazine office to meet the editors. Hey, would you like to try a pair of Crocs? Some of them throw me out lah. Hey, this is the ugliest pair of shoes I've ever seen. So I ain't gonna put it in my magazine, especially if it's like female fashion magazine. So what we did was that as the brand grew in popularity, although it wasn't that hot in Malaysia yet, subsequently it was like, we actually told the magazine, okay, we don't have money. How? Can you give me one page and we do a joint promo, give out to your readers. And because of the brand getting super popular all over the world, they agreed. So a lot of times, let's say one full page in Her World or something is worth 5,000. So no money ma. We say, can we give you 30 pairs of shoes worth about 5,000? So they agreed. So that was the main strategy that we used to saturate the media. We were in different magazines all the time. Almost every month we were there. We gave out $5,000 worth of shoes, and then the editors were happy because their readers wanted the shoes. They got it for free. They get a voucher. They can go to the store to redeem their shoes. So that's how it worked. But again, it doesn't work nowadays lah, because it is a lot of these titles no longer exist in print. They might have an online presence, but then they are very much reduced in their reach. And at the time, we even reached out to the new media. Bloggers were gaining popularity then. Hello, welcome. Our special guest today, Uncle Y.S. Kong and his assistant. Hi, please sit down.
See here?
Yeah, can. Yes. Thank you, YS, for coming. really appreciate it. So, yes, as you know, Uncle YS is one of the persons that I really admire because of his ability to transform himself, pivot very successfully from traditional to online media. And afterwards, he's going to share his experience on how he did all that. Yep. So very quickly, I'm sharing on how we used traditional media last time to promote Crocs shoes. So at the time, bloggers were getting into vogue. Today, they are probably called influencers also. So in this case, I flew all the way to Kuching to meet up with this guy called Kenny Xia. He used to be a very popular lifestyle blogger. His blog posts were very funny. He comment on social issues and everything. In fact, during the pandemic, when he went for his vaccine, he turned up in a dinosaur suit to so-called create a bit of lightheartedness. So he was a very creative guy, and I convinced him that, hey, Kenny, can I give you like 10 pairs of Crocs? You help me post it up. And he said, okay, yeah, Crocs. It's quite hot in the US now. Okay, I'll do it. So it was a giveaway, 10 pairs, and he put it up for me. So that was one of our first ventures into digital media. So, so we at the time, proud to say, we had a combination of traditional and digital media influencer as well. So that's how we did it. So the emergence of influencers and KOLs. Today, we have Uncle YS, who is, I would say he's a KOL. I wouldn't call him an influencer. Although, please explain how you would categorize yourself afterwards. Because there are different, subtle differences. Because although the word is used interchangeably, we look at what constitute an influencer and what constitute a KOL. YS, please, if you disagree with me, please do, because you are living the life of a KOL stroke influencer.
Yeah, mine is a little bit different. I also don't know what I am sometimes.
Okay, so basically, if you look at influencers, these are social media native. They were born into the world of the smartphone and then digital platforms, social media platforms. So they create content, they probably have a large social media following, and then somehow brands kind of see that, hey, can these people help me reach my target market? So that's how they were engaged. So recently I came across this young man, could be a Sabahan based on his name, Maximus something, and he became the face of this local brand called Zeve, Z-E-V-E. They sell very nice dress shoes, 300 ringgit, super comfortable. I have a pair myself. And then they have like suits and all. So again, somehow he blew up on TikTok. Very popular, but then you see a lot of the comments with, "Oh, you're so handsome."
Yeah, it helps if you're handsome. I feel better.
Yes, good looks help if you're an influencer. And of course, you have Fatah Amin. Last time, my client Shell used to use him to promote Shell Advance. But I don't know how successful, but they pay him a lot of money. But because the brand manager was a fangirl, oh, you're so handsome, So, exactly. Then you have this handsome gentleman here. Why we call him a KOL? I would classify him as a KOL because he's an expert in the subject matter. You know, he is a 5-time Malaysian rally champion. He drives like the wind, and then so he knows his stuff. So he's an authority. So he's trusted and perceived as authentic. So these are just to play a video lah. Strutting around like that also can blow up on TikTok. So the differences again, influencers versus KOLs. So in terms of audience, I think KOLs are more targeted, more specific. Like Uncle YS will be automotive. You don't see him promoting shoes or fashion lah. Maybe coming soon.
You must be versatile enough to take on anything.
Right. So influencers, they can be generalists. They take on any jobs lah. You know, if they ask you to promote spectacles, you do that. You promote washing detergent, you probably do that because just take only lah. And then the content is mixed. KOL, you have very professional, very targeted content. So as you can see, the impact, they can possibly influence behaviors and some trends. But then for KOL, I think their impact would be very strong on that particular subject or topic. So the role of influencers, maybe brand awareness. In general, the brand, if you're a new brand, you can engage influencers and then they can help you popularize it and make it well known. But for KOLs, they can build the credibility for the brand if you have the right KOL. Yes.
I think this is a very good definition because a lot of companies nowadays, they themselves don't know the difference between what is an influencer and a KOL. So in your marketing efforts, it has to be very clear. You know, because later I'll also
Yep. Nice. Okay. So in terms of influencers, then you have nano influencers, you have micro influencers, you have macro influencers, then you have the mega influencers. What are the differences? I think in the social media agency, they categorize based on number of followers. Okay. Thailand is the GM of Sales and Marketing Solutions here. So he's my direct client.
So by the way, I'm sorry everyone, sorry to actually leave this fantastic training. This is my round 2. So he's a new joinee, he's day 1. So I just wanted to give him, he's not part of the training, but give him the exposure. He's in different programs. So he's like still startling, what's happening. But a very experienced guy, so we'll be back after this.
Okay.
Definitely join your session. But the more important one is actually filling and driving the truck.
Yeah. We've got the unit ready.
2,100 Newton meters of torque.
Wow.
We have another one which is 2,500 Newton meters of torque. This one, with only 440 horsepower, we are able to produce 2,100 Newton meters of torque. 12-speed automatic transmission.
That's interesting.
ZF gearbox.
Hey, go up there and think
high.
That will be another session. I think that will blow up your channel. Something different, right?
Yeah, something very different.
Yeah. So in terms of influencers, for MAN in particular, because we are a commercial vehicle, some of the media don't want to cover heavy commercial vehicle. So we got to depend on different types of so-called influencers to help us. We have this guy, Hell Trucker, who's on Facebook. He was an ex-truck driver, very Malay centric, very followers, a lot of Malay followers. So it's quite effective in a sense. Then for the Malay market, we have people like Abangan, who's a macro influencer. And then top of the range, we have people like those mega influencers, CR, Cristiano Ronaldo, but if you have the money, will you spend it on him to help you
I
promote?
can't imagine a footballer talking about MAN trucks.
Exactly.
I can't imagine.
But he has done things like shampoo. I mean, people pay him, like this clear brand of shampoo, pay him, I don't know how many million to do shampoo. Yeah, so in terms of social media platforms, plenty around. So why else are you going in here?
I have already registered, but
Oh.
I haven't decided what I want to do about it. But later you all can ask me, because I've been talking about this. I also have my trials and tribulations and all.
Right.
But actually, can I ask, who are these people that I'm talking to?
Okay, we have different people today. We have one online, Izzat, who is dialing in from Kuantan. He handles sales for MN over there. Then we have Shikin, who is a service advisor
Service advisor.
at the Shah Alam service center here. Then we have Kumar. Oops. Hey. Kumar from CSM also, but he's in charge of warranties and service agreement. And Go is the lead salesperson. He brings in the dough for MAN. So again, I mean, for him, it will probably be very important because he will know his target customers. And then Bala is our profi trainer, very experienced person, been around in MAN for many years. He trained drivers.
So it's called MAN, not
It's MAN. Very important.
Real man drive trucks.
Yeah.
And you have two more.
And then that's my assistant,
Okay.
Wen Hui, who's helping me today. And Benz is also in sales for the northern region.
All right. I actually wanted to have an idea of
Yeah,
who
yeah.
I'm talking to.
Yeah, Thailand is my direct client, so he handles marketing and sales for MAN Malaysia.
How big is the sales team? How big is the sales and marketing team?
For sales wise, is we have 2 in central, 3 in central, 2 team, then 1 in northern, 1 in southern, and another 1 is in east coast.
So 6 lah.
Yeah, so basically we cover more or less.
MAN is a very lean team, so yeah, 6.
But I used to sell this type of equipment long time ago. I used to sell backhoes and excavators.
Oh,
So the market is actually very targeted, very niche. You know who are your customers. It's not. One of my friends asked me, so why is you sell tractor? You drive the tractor, go everywhere. Because that's the people to understand.
yeah.
So actually, I'm quite experienced in selling industrial.
Oh, that's how you got your license lah.
Yes, that's why I got FGHI. No E only.
But okay, so basically, advantages. Again, YS can give his perspective on this. So, what are the advantages of influencers and KOLs? They're authentic, then relatable somehow. Again, question mark. All of you maybe can help me answer. The most important is direct engagement. If you have questions, you can ask the KOL and then he'll probably reply you. And then many brands are using influencers to endorse their product, to tell their brand story, and most importantly, create content. Like Toyota Gazoo Racing, you have a host of celebrities, from the entertainment industry taking part.
But I think this year they stopped already.
Stop.
Because in the early, so in terms of using KOLs and influencers, it all depends on the timing. So in the early days of Gazoo Racing, they needed all these celebrities Because you look at all of them, they have very young followers. A lot is Malay because we have a lot of Malay population. And then you got Sean, I think somewhere there, the one on the left. So that's the Chinese side. All of these people have a lot of followers. So for a car brand where anybody can be your customer, using the influencer and KOL, I don't think you can call them KOL.
Yeah, influencers.
They have a lot of followers. So that means if I want 1 million followers following this guy or this girl, I remember her name Dana something.
Daniel.
Diana. So I'm not into girls. So anyway, she had a lot of followers, and that is the reason why they use her. That's one of the reasons. So for industrial, it's slightly different.
Yep. Again, I want to share my experience with an eyewear brand, Zeiss, Z-E-I-S-S. Last time they launched their so-called flagship center in Pavilion Elite. So at the time, of course, we invited the media lah. But then the GM said, hey, my friend say we should use influencers. So I have this guy, he promised to bring 20 fellas. So on the day itself, more than 20 influencers turn up, all young, dressed to the hilt, So they were flooding the PC area, the seating, the media couldn't sit. But very impressive lah. Wow, big crowd at the launch. So what this fixer did was to promise each influencer a pair of eyewear worth 2,000 ringgit from Zeiss. On the other hand, the media that we invited, they were just given a door gift because they were here to report on the opening of this Zeiss flagship store. So then after the event, of course, I asked the boss, hey, how was the impact? Yeah, a lot of them turn out. But then, funny thing is, they pose in front of my shop, they put on glasses, they put on the post, and then some of them didn't even mention my brand. They just say, we're here, the launch of the new eyewear brand in Pavilion Elite. And then all the comments that came, you look so nice, I love your dress. Wow, so pretty, all this.
No relevance.
The lack of relevance. Although you might have reached, let's say, 10,000 of her or his or her followers, but is there relevance? Did your brand get mentioned? So that's the other question. So again, you have Cristiano Ronaldo promoting shampoo, but will that influence you to buy the shampoo? Or you have Jack Lim, pushing this fancy-looking electric MPV. Does that mean that you will buy the MPV? So, big question mark. Going back, I just want to mention this guy. I don't know whether you know him. Let's skip the ad. So,
Hi guys, today I have a friend with me.
that is YS. I'll leave it.
Dari segi harga dia owner 400 dia
How do I
jual
skip
dengan
this
harga
ad?
1899 dan 2199 untuk storan yang lebih besar, manakala owner 400 versi Pro dijual dengan satu variant sahaja berharga 2.
Which video is showing?
Is this guy called Tony Zhu? Have you heard of him? He's a Chinese guy that blew up on.
LC sign, right?
Yeah, Tony of LC Sign.
This guy.
No. This is an advertisement. I don't know how to skip it.
Yang biasa ni dia datang dengan rekan yang lebih rata, flat side, flat back, flat screen, manakala yang versi Pro ni.
Anyway, he's a neon sign salesman, super funny. Because his opening is some inane video, and then he'll start going into sales spiel. Very annoying, that.
Media mah.
Yeah, you went for a few seconds and then skip.
Ayo.
This is about the media.
Thanks, Kong, for giving them free advertising.
So he became super famous around the world for his very short TikTok videos, pushing his signs.
What's
This
he
is
selling?
neon signs.
Oh,
Thanks. He speaks, he can mimic anybody, any accent. He does Trump really well as well. Yeah. So it's just a regular Chinaman.
in China.
Yeah, in China, Guangzhou. Ayo, again. Why?
No, because it's open again as well. Let's see if we can watch out.
Enjoy 10
Aye.
ringgit off with code SYO.
We got taken over by Food Panda. So anyway, talking about popularity using an influencer, right? He is only selling on behalf of his company. Neon signs, his favorite word is no MOQ, minimum order quantity. He was playing just now, right? Ayo, again. Anyway, skip it lah. So just to share, so the interviewer asked him, did sales increase a lot? Because his popularity was all over the world, he was featured.
Excuse me, boys. You want coffee? Why you want coffee?
Yeah.
In China. Well, it feels very awesome, I could say. Yes.
Yeah. Did I make the mistake?
Enjoy 10
yeah.
ringgit off with code SYO.
I tried to enlarge the screen, but never mind. Okay. I think you have an idea. It's a short video for 4 minutes.
This young Chinese salesman is famous on the internet. Even being featured on American television. Uber Tony from LC Sign has gone viral for his hilarious social media videos. In short clips, Tony promotes signage products with uncanny accents and illustrations. These signs are more affordable, they are not endless, cancer all recipe. But his real neck lies in giving satirical reactions to other people's videos that his viewers hate. In the comments, users from all over the world gush about their affection for this young homie in China. Well, it feels very awesome, I say. Yes, but I never imagined that I could be like this even just 1 year ago. Somehow we think expanded being unexpected for the 26-year-old who never set out to become an internet celebrity. He grew up with his parents working at a station factory in Dongguan, and English was his favorite subject. So he started a job as a foreign trade salesman, eventually landing in this signage company in Guangzhou. Initially, Tony was making traditional product videos like many others, but after a year, it still garnered little traction. That's when he decided to step in front of the camera, drawing inspiration from the Western comedians he admires. One of my favorite is Russell Peters. And he's really a lot of accents. And his show sounded like one day, it's like, hey, maybe I could do some accents in the video. So we tried, and yeah, people loved it. As some of these videos garnered millions of views, new customers were brought in. It's not as people thought it could be like 5 times or 10 times of growth. No, we made a growth from 5 to 10%. sell products to the world, Tony has inadvertently challenged some stereotypes along the way.
A friend from abroad, he seen me the first time and he was like, Tony, you're so funny. I always thought, Chinese would be not so funny. I'm like, no, my friends are so funny, We always, talk about things like, can I say talk? Like, okay.
Meanwhile, Tony has been surprised by the reception of some of his jokes, which aren't exactly politically correct.
It teaches me something, is that people are not that narrow as you thought they would be. Like, for example, if we tell some LGBT jokes or Indian accent jokes, some people might have thought that it would be offensive, but no, people actually enjoy it.
Despite not taking himself very seriously, Tony's fans seem to place big aspirations on him. So I read one internet comment that says, Tony can fix US-China trade relations.
Wow.
What do you think of that?
If I get a chance to meet Mr. President, I would say, come on.
He's not calling him. He didn't hear anything.
Oh,
I went to America and
how?
I found a lot of ideas that we could learn from.
Okay,
And
we
also
apologize,
have
is that-
a lot of American sign company
I don't know how to
investors
fix this.
and they look at what we do, and they also find something they can learn from. I find it a very amazing thing, rather than
But-
treating each other like enemy. I think that would be much
This
better.
from
if
the
we choose
computer,
to,
right?
learn from each other.
Is that I'll share the
Competition,
video with you later.
cooperation, make it, it will eventually benefit both sides.
Okay, so if you listen to him, millions of views, what's the conversion rate to sales?
It's 5 to 10%.
Yeah,
But it depends on how much you're selling. If you're selling 10 million and you get
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
but it's still a low number.
Yeah, I mean, if you talk, so-called, remember, used to have all these mail drops. Also, mail drop agencies say the conversion rate is very low. They flood your mailbox with all kinds of promotions. Yes. So,
What is a reasonable promotion rate expecting?
Can I say something? For this type of campaign, I think it's more for awareness. The result could be longer term.
yeah,
So he comes out with a video. The immediate result is not so apparent, but it could be later. See, what he has done with this is he has become the world's viral salesman, and so.
and LC sign becomes
so
famous.
When people look at signs, you'll be like, he can become like Colgate lah. You don't say toothpaste, you say Colgate. So there is the longer term effect, but of course I really don't know lah. I'm just saying this is the possibility. Usually, if you want immediate results, there must be some immediate
Call to
bait,
action.
a bait.
Hmm.
So the person you use is the medium to do the shout.
It's branding.
Yeah, you see, if MAN has the website, I don't know how many people go there, but if you go to like Tony Su and say MAN Truck is the best, how many people will hear him say that? And out of the people who hear him say that, how many people would be thinking of buying trucks? Maybe not today, because a truck is not something you buy every day. You have a planned schedule. And if it happens to be at the right time, or he can influence you, for example, then you say, hey, we should look at MAN Truck, man. Because Tony Zoom said so. And he was so funny, so I remember that kind of thing.
Very good point. Thanks, YS. Okay, so we'll let YS share his own video afterwards.
Yeah.
So, okay, question mark. Lately, if you see, there are some articles on whether influencers are losing their touch. So apparently, there was one article in the Star. They could be biased because they are traditional media.
Yeah.
So they say that 36% of Malaysians no longer trust influencers. So the only people that they distrust more are politicians, apparently 41%. So then they are questioning authenticity. That's where influencers with the KOLs come in. Influencers can be Fatah Amin, who has nothing to do with maybe the bike or anything, but he's used as a face for Shah Alam, you know. So people say, yeah, he does it for the money only lah, you know, that kind of thing. So, and sponsored posts maybe being questioned. Yeah, of course he said this is good because he's paid money. And then, of course, people see that some are very superficial, all these posts that don't really have an understanding of the product or don't really believe in the product. So, yeah, disconnected. Again, this is
What's your opinion?
There will still have a very strong presence, but I think there needs to be more transparency. If it's a sponsored post, be open about it. I think that helps. Even, for example, in traditional media like the Star and all that, last time.
Articles, I was there, been there.
Yeah, last time they used to put editorial there. Now, if you see the article has headline in caps, it's paid lah, sponsored. So it's not an organic news article. So be careful because the Star will need money to survive lah. Yeah, yeah. So everybody needs sponsorship. So again, this is something to ponder. Okay, my question to you, money is no object. So which influencer would you use, or which influencer or KOL would you use to promote the MAN brand? Benz? Do you have anybody in mind? Bala, Go, Kumar, Shikin? Don't have. Bala, do you think of anybody for MAN? Truck influencer. But is there such a person in Malaysia?
Drivers.
But then, okay.
Those drivers like what L truck, there's companies, their own driver, like, you know.
But do they have the kind of reach? Yes.
Yeah, there are two things here.
Then like,
Reach is one.
automotive like OS, you know, something is more towards the automotive industries.
Maybe they need to consider using two. One guy who is has a recognition because he can be a driver, but then Ali Hassan. He can be a very good driver.
Yep.
But nobody knows him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the issue. Then you can have influencer who's got 1 million followers, but then he doesn't do anything but trucks. You know, so maybe you need to do a kind of combination. You need
One is for brand awareness,
One is
for
for, yeah.
the technical.
Yeah.
Next question. When they buy a truck, it costs almost $500,000.
Yes.
Most of the potential customers or the decision maker, they not only know about our brand, they also know all the brands which is available in the market. Even they buy even better than us. So I don't know whether this influencer can influence them or not, because they have their own idea what they're doing, what they need, what their expectations. So my question whether the influencer can really influence them or not, because they know better what they need.
Right. Okay. That is, maybe MAN as a brand, heavy commercial vehicle, is so niche.
Yeah, it's very, very.
Yeah, that maybe a salesperson sitting in front of them would be the most effective. Okay. If they open the door to you. I mean, I'm sure because they're not like passenger car market. that.
It's not always a product, it's a package.
Mm.
So influencer cannot work on the package.
You're right.
They can talk about product, yes, performance, but not in the package. So in my opinion, personal touch is very important.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree with you.
Malaysia business in commercial vehicle is more into the relationship. You have to build your trust to someone
Mm.
in order for them to trust you, to give you a ride. It's not that like, oh, outside this car is good, but internal is like, no, car is so expensive. Your after sales can support us or not, this and that. Because for commercial vehicle, at the end of the day, it's
Can you
a
help me
TCO.
pause and check whether
So
the
the
sound
cost
is
of
on?
ownership, correct? It's not about how branding is.
For fun, they buy the truck based on what is my overall cost per kilometer.
Total cost of ownership also. lah.
What is my cost per fuel, and all that, and how easy it is for me to service the car because I cannot afford downtime. Okay, so the thing that truck people do is they have what you call mobile teams, they have assurances on parts and service and all those
Yep.
kind of things.
It's also important to ensure that the brand presence is there. Because the moment you're off, let's say you go quiet, people are wondering, hey, is this brand closed down, shut down, are they in trouble? Yeah. So,
I agree with you. The entire marketing is like this. For example, there's a very good car, it's called the Nissan Kicks. Have you ever heard of it? The e-power Nissan Kicks is a very good car. But since the launch, Tanchong has not done any work. So people don't think about it. There's actually another good car that they launched. It's the Almera. The second generation Almera comes with a 1 liter turbo. Very nice to drive, very economical, very powerful.
it looks good also.
It looks good also, but they are not selling because after the launch, quiet.
Yep.
So what Kong said is the brand must always have a presence. So if you want to use influencers or KOLs, then the purpose of this is to keep on saying the name. So I have a friend who used to work in Tanchong also, marketing. Do you remember what's that car? AD Resort. Anyone old enough to remember the Nissan AD Resort that looked like a station wagon? You remember or not?
Yeah, that sounds familiar, but I can't remember the shape.
My friend was the marketing manager there. He said, "Why? I did. I advertised AD Resort, the car. AD Resort, the car." He kept on mentioning AD Resort, the car. And if you are old enough and go, you remember those days. The AD Resort was all over the place. You remember or not? And that is the power of marketing. And it's just a station wagon, But they were afraid that people won't like station wagon. And that was the message. So if you want to keep the brand on top, then maybe you want to have influencer or somebody to do things with MAN.
Yeah.
And like today, I came here, so I know. So you may want to think of saying, truck MAN.
The most used slogan is think whatever thing.
MAN.
Yeah.
Like I like, sir. Whichever
Yeah.
brand also before.
Yeah.
So that is, I think, your takeaway for today in terms of this would be that using the media to consistently talk about the name.
Yeah.
Right? Because right now, up to 10 years ago, to me it's always Scania. Because my group of people said, wow, this one is so powerful, you look like a Scania, man. Because you think of Scania and power, And then after that, Volvo, The Volvo do a lot. My friend said, wow, he bought $1 million Volvo and it was a truck. So think Kong said here is to use that one. You must get to the top of mind. There's another car, electric car, that has been launched. Actually, a very good car. Because it's small and just right for city driving. It's called a Dongfeng, or in Malay or English we so see it Dongfeng lah. Dongfeng. It's a very good electric car, range of 300 to 400 kilometers, just nice for running around the city, and they're selling a 115, but I think they can sell it under 100,000. That would be a very nice car. But after the launch,
Quiet.
totally quiet. That is the thing. So I know MAN Truck. Today I know MAN less. Yesterday it was MAN. So what you need is this one. Make that noise.
Yep.
We need for commercial vehicle, the things is we need something that can stand out.
Yes.
You see, MAN used to be very stand out in terms in heavy truck industry. For example, like those who can pull multi-axle. One time they can pull 120 ton, 200 ton. So everyone would think that heavy vehicle is MAN.
Yes.
Then during the mining, the 1 ton days, But at the end of the day, brands start to bring in their own as well. Their competitors like Mogo's, Guineas, have their range. Right? So at the end of the day, we are not in the position of anything. It's very neutral.
So if I ask you, what is the one thing you can say about your MAN truck? Just as if I ask, somebody ask me, hey, what is the one word you say about Toyota? The word I would say is reliable.
Yeah.
So what is the one word you will say about MAN?
It's reliability.
Reliability. Okay.
Robust.
For example, for bus.
Robust.
Okay. So if you want to do, you can think of a campaign like, hey, you want a strong truck? Think MAN. You can even have one. What is this truck? Man, bukan ini MAN. Tahu tak? That would be a very impactful short message. So next time you go, hey, itu MAN. Like that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine the impact? So you are not talking about your truck, but you are mentioning the brand, and people will start thinking,
Adding a lot of value to.
So the next time they
Correct.
see a truck, is that a MAN? Is that a MAN?
Sorry?
You get the message, right? So you
I don't know how to.
so it's not about hard
Just now
sell.
playing the video, you couldn't hear, but now I don't know whether you can hear.
Send the message to the brand. And then people say, wow, your company now making a lot of noise. Good. You're very active, you're very aggressive in marketing, and people like to follow the lead.
Thanks, YS. I think that he's already thrown some ideas. Afterwards, I would like all of you to try to let's say maybe pretend you're doing a TikTok video share 3 points or at least 2 unique selling propositions about MAN.
USPs. When you want to sell something, I'll tell you what happened. If I may,
Sure.
I went and attended this direct selling talk. Somebody invited me to go. So I went to see, wow, this thing not bad. Talk. Then I wasn't interested because before that I had done Amway, I had done others, all touch on me, And then this guy talked about, hey, this thing, you can grow back your hair. Really? So, you can grow back your hair, but then he said, oh, that's the guy, Eric, you see, your hair growing like that. Yeah, yes, sir. It was at one of these multi-level marketing kind of sessions. And the guy, Eric said, yeah, see my baby hair. Then after that, I went and asked the guy who brought me, hey, this one really work. What? Okay, sign me up. So when you buy something, it's not about everything. Sometimes it is one thing that you have that others don't.
Mm.
If I'm selling a long haul truck, maybe one of the points, everybody is technically the same. You got 1,200 horsepower, you got 12-speed gearbox, the fellow got 16-speed gearbox, and you got auto, I also got auto. Maybe you want to say, less fatigue, more comfortable sleeping quarters at the back. You're not even talking about the truck. So the driver is like, wow, ini lawa, best man, I can sleep here. Or you have a cabin with security camera. For example, I don't know whether you can sleep securely because you have sound sensors and all the motion sensors to alert you in case somebody, because hijacking is something very common here. Then the truck driver will say, wow, this one, good man. Hey, boss, ini bagus lah, MAN. I sold Alphats before to people. You know who you sell the car to? The driver. So that's another possible target you can look at. Find, who is the actual client? Because if the drivers like it, you are already advantage.
This is where we.
Oh, me?
Yeah, I'll hand over to you. This one, move to the next slide.
Okay. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
And
Oh, okay, sorry. Toilet break.
Okay.
Can I take this? I want to go watch you.
Okay, toilet break, sorry. Yeah.
Mine. And then after that, it is still up to you. And also remember, in the market, advertising sells the promise. The product must deliver. So, must tell the principles that our principle that you actually have to support on this. Yeah. And also the last one is, of course, from a company point of view, okay, this is what's happening in the car companies. All the car companies that are around, German cars are dead because of the high cost of fuel and all the war and all that. So same like your trucks, European makes are all having a lot of trouble. Okay, so unless you have something that people really need, it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Okay, whether you can weather the storm or not. But as a company, maybe I don't know. Maybe your company already is talking to some Chinese manufacturers. Okay, I just ordered a Rolex watch. It's 382 renminbi.
Great deal.
They claim that they were all made in China.
Yeah.
Like the LV bags and Prada bags.
Television and Prada bag. So I'm trying a social experiment. It's arriving today or tomorrow.
Wow.
382 renminbi
Yeah,
for a
ringgit.
Rolex. For a Rolex Submariner. This is not real one. This is not real. So the Chinese have mastered the art of mass production.
Actually, MAN has 15% share in Sinatra. It's a long time ago. And then Scania has actually moved we are the same family. Just very briefly for our YB, we are part of the Volkswagen group. So there's 13 brands in our group.
Yeah.
Today in our truck, you will actually see lots of our group
That's
brand
why you have a
DNA.
lot of Arteons, right?
Yeah.
Did you buy it because of my video?
No. I was personally influenced because we are leasing these cars. We never buy leasing. So we had a choice of choosing the Tiguan R9 or the Arteon. So I took the Arteon because before that we were driving
Passat.
Highline, which also had the E.
Oh, but the Arteon is so different.
It's
Yeah.
a 4-motion 4-wheel drive. So basically, MAN is part of the VW family. Like, just to answer his question, I've been in many sales conferences and everything. You're right, we have to actually weather the storm. It's not easy, it's very challenging. The only striking advantage that we have is the value added service we give. So where the Chinese are now coming up on that, not there yet. So how we actually, if I can actually share a few, like for example, Kumar, he just left the room. He is responsible for repair and maintenance contract.
Right.
Today we can actually offer you
Spare unit.
not spare unit, but we have a maintenance contract that you just pay a subscription and we take off the worry of you maintaining the vehicle. 365 days, 24/7, we look after your vehicle. You just pay a fixed amount. There's no surprises for you. Your business for your end customer. You see, most of the commercial vehicle customers, what they end up doing is they become workshop operators. You see, they are logistic operators. They have to look after their customers.
Right.
But half the time, they think cheap is expensive. They think that I can actually source parts. We call a few more part shops. I can send to this abang under the tree to settle the job. They'll be sourcing parts. 3 o'clock in the morning, they will actually get a call from the driver saying my truck broke down. They'll have to actually arrange another breakdown team and everything. So we said, no, you focus on your customers. You are there to actually do your business. Let us do your vehicle business. So that's why we have repair and maintenance contract. Today we have how many, what's our portfolio? 300 customers? Contract?
280.
How many percent of your customers is that?
Almost 40%.
It's very good penetration.
Active lah.
Do your competitors do the same?
Yes, they all do the same.
So what's so different about yours?
Okay. So again, it's actually
That is what you need.
correct. So that's why we actually have to create a niche. We do something different. Today, we offer, this is something that started last year. We offer financing. Now I go to the customer, I tell my team that I'll offer you financing, that I give you a truck for free. They say, where can you can give me a truck for free lah, what you bullshitting me? So we tell them, okay, you're right. But you listen this I give you a truck. You don't need to pay me upfront. I'll work out a financing.
You pay as you go.
0 plus 0. No, 0 entry. Okay, 0 entry. And then, when you pick up the truck, you don't pay your first 3 months installment. After 90 days, you start paying your installment. Your customer is already paying for you, the truck. You never came out a single cent. So your truck is free, right?
That's why I
And
did
customer.
with, that's why I did with Sumitomo.
So I did a social experiment with him in Penang. We went and used the exact same script. We tried with 3 customers. 2 customers actually subscribed to him.
Brilliant.
So so this is where I always share with our team. Today it's very, very challenging. Customers will definitely say Chinese product look very pretty. But that's why remember he said, we are a very fat, big German wife can cook. It's a very good food.
Oktoberfest. I see 16 drugs.
Yes! How is the Oktoberfest? How is exactly Oktoberfest? They do the job excellent. A lot of good customer feedback. It's just that now we have to actually share the value proposition to the customer. They always must think that cheap is expensive. You see, they always equate that, what's your resale value when it comes to our truck? But when everyone comes back to me and say that, hey, customers say Volvo has a better resale value. Obviously, there's a reason because Volvo sells at 500,000. MAN, we are position ourselves lower. Our depreciation is the same. When it comes to the depreciation period, we are lower than them in terms of pricing, but the depreciation is same. But this is the same customer who's buying a Chinese truck. Now we can ask him back the same question. Sir, what's the depreciation for Chinese truck? Virtually zero. So we have to actually also understand and actually educate the customers. And another area that now we are actively trying to do is bring customers and show them the real thing. Later, which I intend to do, which bring you for a walk. She's coming from service. Our service center here is open until 2:30 in the morning. Our competitors are not doing it. Last check-in at what time? 5 o'clock evening, the driver finishes his work, check-in. Before 2:30, he can go back home already. He can shower here, he can sleep here. We provide what in the morning? In the breakfast, we have packed food. We have everything they want here. Driver very happy with no extra additional fee. And then what we do service check-in. Later I have to show you. We do contactless check-in. Not even BMW doesn't have this. Maybe long time ago, if you remember, BMW.
Just call me YS.
Okay. We have because of the seniority we used to have this key reader. You remember BMW in those days?
Yeah.
They have a key reader. You go to the service center, and maybe young guys don't know. You drop the key. The The service advisor will know all the information from the key, car key reader. But today what we do, we plug in a dongle, we grab all the information in the iPad. Even brake lining,
When it was last changed.
everything, all the information. With a click of a button, it goes to our DMS. Our job card can be created, we can give instructions. So very, very high tech. So these are the value that we actually always deliver to our customers.
So when you sell to your existing customers, they know lah.
Most of the existing customers, you know,
Yes.
like typical Asian customers, even they love the product, they must say something because they don't want to fake a little bit inferior.
Oh, that's okay because in the end it's still bad.
Yes.
But you see the difference that you must sell, you must sell the difference. What's so different about you? Just like my wife said, I eat very little. You know what I mean? So you have your customer, your workshop open, you can, hey boss, you can service your car in the evening. After you've done all your part-time run, come here and do your servicing, you feed your driver and everything, then next morning you're fresh to go already. No need to waste 5 hours of productive time in the day. How much will that save you? These are the things that I wanted to talk like you because I expected the question to come. You must know your unique selling points. What's the difference? You know? And I'm working on a project with Toyota, how to compete with the Chinese brands. And the one key item I told them to focus on is reliability and durability. These are the only two things. Personally, I will buy when I finally retire. I'll buy right now it's a Corolla Cross because it's so reliable. And I had a very unique experience. Supposed to send me the hybrid, they sent me the wrong car. Then I went, hey, where's the hybrid switch? I called, wait, you sent me the wrong car. Oh, sorry, uncle. Never mind, you keep it. Next week I send you the next one. So I had 2 weeks experience with 2 cars, of the same brand, hybrid and non-hybrid. And I actually can tell you, I will take the non-hybrid because it's one less item to worry about. And the fuel consumption difference, based on my usage, is not that much. But for you, for high mileage, you might want to consider a hybrid. Now the Hava H6, that hybrid is quite good. And also, I tell you what is the top seller? J.
Yeah.
Look like Range Rover. It's nice and comfortable. I've driven it. Take the 4-wheel drive. You know why? Because of your long distance driving and because you meet all kinds of weather. The 4-wheel drive version will mean you are safer. Cornering, everybody's struggling. Yeah, cornering and going because all-wheel drive will make a lot of difference, especially in the rain.
So, but why is reliable or not and robust or not?
That is the part. That's why they sell it cheap.
So there's a question mark, right?
Yeah.
Cheap. Does
Cheap
it last?
Doesn't necessarily mean no good. Okay? It is whether it is suitable for you because road tax is 1.6, so it's quite okay. The hybrid one, the hybrid is 1.5. 1.5. Then they got 8-year warranty. See now I still spend really.
You also sell.
You see, last time when I buy X70, anyone say I crazy, right?
Yeah, because my friend,
I don't know why you buy X70 DD.
my friend said because I can. So cheap This millionaire friend of mine. Bro, BMW 5 Series, why you buy the X70? Cheap Oh, you petrol very painful. You know, right?
Yeah.
So you need a non-turbo. And if maybe you want to consider J2 is turbo 1.6, and it's very comfortable and everything inside is very nice. Don't consider that.
Be cool.
The Cross is your German waitress big size 16 beer. The J2 is that butterfly.
With the beauty mode on.
So it depends on your need. But the J2 size is okay for you. The seat will be quite nice. very luxurious.
Okay, J-Coup versus Havao. Which one?
I will tend to go for the J2.
A lot of people say the Havao is
Someone
very
is
good.
cheaper, 130 plus, I can give big discount.
Then you
The
can't.
hybrid one.
Huh?
The
Hybrid,
hybrid.
yeah, the hybrid. I tell her, I ask her, hey, Chow that lah.
But the J2, the hybrid one as well.
Yes, they have the new one.
But for us,
J2 lah.
upper
That's
lah.
okay lah, upper lah. You go and you see, the thing is, you can buy yourself
They just make a picnic at the
you you buy a J2 I think the acceptance level is better lah. You buy a Alpha lah. Why you buy Alpha? You buy J2. Wow, this kind not bad. I see a lot. Wow, look at this. Wow, very nice. Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah, actually, YS, I have your video there just now. the one with the with the clickbait.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to say just because you saw Adele Liu inside the video. That's my
Wow.
friend's daughter. Okay?
Yeah. Hey, but very hot.
Yeah, she looks good.
Mm.
She's only 20, very young.
By the way, does it work having a clickbait on your video? Like the sales girl, also very pretty last time at Toyota. So does it work? Does it improve your views?
Yes and no lah.
No.
Because clickbait will get you some of the caliphate viewers, but most of my viewers are very mature market.
Okay.
That's why when you're a KOL and like you said they wanted somebody young and he's got 1 million followers, 3/4 of them are 14, 15 years or 12 years old girl. Wow, so handsome. You know, they're not your target market.
Yep. You might get the views, but
Yeah.
you're not talking to the right
Yeah.
people.
So the micro influencers who have a niche market, you know,
Mhm.
there is a bit of difference lah. You know, so sometimes even though I'm 74 years old, people also still want to see me. You know, so it's I'm very fortunate lah. You know, and he used to work for a very young KOL, you know, doing very well. Of course, he decided to join me lah for the time being. Let's see what happens. But I'm training him up to go and present. His presentation is very good. You know, so we just need to mature him with all the things. So same with your salespeople, make sure you arm them with the right information. Selling a MAN truck is very technical, dollars and cents. How much can you actually save in the long run? You know, and one of the things about China truck, if you're not selling China truck, you say, come on now, boss, MAN versus this China brand, what do your customers think? Can or not? Will break down or not? You know? Very easy, man. You know? And some for you, you walk around, you are MAN fleet owner, you know. This is part of the Volkswagen group, you know, very big. German technology. Germans are known for technology. So these are the things you can work on. Cost, you know how it is, but in the long run, it's still a good vehicle. Second-hand value, that one 500,000, this one 400,000, you drop 20%, how much? So it looks like the second-hand value is low, but what do you lose? Let me tell you a story about second-hand value. Two of my friends, one bought a Camry, that time 137,000. One bought a Fiat Brava.
Ooh. Oh, lovely car, man. Though.
Lovely car, okay?
Sexy.
He paid 77,000. This fellow paid 137,000. After 5 years, this fellow sold his Camry for 70,000, so he lost about 70,000. Right? And this fellow sold his Fiat for 35,000. He only lost 35,000. See? So that is how you buy that. And then he said, hey, for a second, hey boss, when you want to sell your truck? This truck is going to work for you for the next 20 to 30 years. You know we can rebuild everything. Correct? Correct? As long as you don't have accident and keep the cap nice, your truck will look good all the time. The truck is ageless. Where got people say, oh, I want new one, but the truck very old. how you maintain it, and we have the maintenance package. Come and see CT. And you can also don't waste time servicing your truck. After you finish your run, you come here up to 1 a.m. You can come to our workshop, check in, and don't worry about your driver. Take care of him, a place to sleep, makan, everything. Then service your truck, off you go, you can start work again at 8 o'clock next morning.
Ada driver tinggal sampai pagi tak?
That's very good plan, but normally there's
This all talking lah, you know, all talking, but you basically, I mean, I don't know the actual facts of what you have, but I'm just suggesting these are things you can use to sell. So the selling is still very personal because you are in a very specialized market. So your salespeople, as the manager, make sure you see all the bloody customers who have trucks in this category.
Yes. Visit customers.
You know, give me a list of all the users of this category of truck by next week. Let them do the research. Who are the people who use these trucks? You know, then, okay. So now they have a list. What are you going to do? Go and visit every one of them. I tell you how I sold one tractor. 1970, I was selling John Deere tractors, my first job. SS2, Taman Bahagia. They were building the houses. I drove past, got one case tractor, you know, the Lego, parked there. Engine running, I cannot find anybody. I put one John Deere tractor up and I put my name card there. Okay? Then, 1972, I was selling JCB. Then I happened to meet this guy, you know. No, he didn't. He called my phone. I don't know how he called my phone, but he called my phone. Oh, because I know your brother. I used to work for your brother many years ago. Then I went to buy a tractor. He bought 2 JCBs from me. Yeah, if you go to near where Fajar Supermarket, what's that place called?
What?
The
Sungai Besi.
No, police station in PJ.
PJ.
PG State.
Yeah,
PG
no,
State.
no, the other one,
Oh.
near where Starling is.
Oh,
Uptown police station. Last time he lived across the road, and if you have been around, you can see his Mewah houses, you can see his JCB park there. This is the guy who actually saw my name card and found me and bought 2 tractors from me 2 years after that. So getting yourself known to the customer is very important, because when you want to buy a $500,000 prime mover, you will try to look at whatever is available. And if you haven't, the Chinese say, if you haven't registered yourself with the customer, then he won't know you, you know. So it's always good to know them. And even if I'm a salesman, okay. So Shun, you're the new salesman for MAN. My boss don't know anything. Never mind. Get your name cards. I advise my son when he first joined as a Toyota salesman, go and order 400 name cards. When they come, you order another 400, say finish already. Hi, I'm Ian Kong, I'm with Toyota. I'm Ian Kong, I'm with Toyota. By sheer number, sure you need somebody to buy. Yeah, law averages. So you must go see everybody, go and register your name with the user. Yeah, and keep on sending in stuff, you know. So if you are not free, you send the catalog by mail, or just, you know, nowadays WhatsApp got a lot of so, but don't be overbearing until the first see too much of you, you know. Customers, hey, what time you eat bak kut teh? Come, I join you. Hey, shall we go for bak kut teh? This place very nice. Hey, the nasi lemak there very good, you know. Because all these people, you know, early morning 6 o'clock or 9 o'clock, they're very busy. After that, they go for breakfast. I tell you what else I did. I used to sell to East Coast JCB tractors. I go and So very easy to identify my customer. Tin mine, construction, brick factory. So I remember this one, brick factory. So my wife at that time, we were still young. So she used to follow me now. And then we only visit the customer at night. The sites that you visit is a daytime factory, but they got no time to talk to you. At night, you go to the house and you talk to them, and they're very happy to see you. They're very happy to see you. Just talk, don't have to sell town, just talk. And then my wife will be there talking to the wife. So the wife will like disturb the husband. And then I tell you, there must have been some time when the wife tell the husband, hey, you go to buy tractor, buy from them, they seem to be a very nice couple.
Good, okay, this good. The wife.
That's a secret weapon.
Bring your girlfriend, they also don't know. If she's too pretty, then they will be very. They got no time to look at you.
Picture state, I will bring the first man.
Picture you want to speak Thai,
Okay.
So that's about it.
Thank you very much. Thanks, YS. You covered more than the subject matter. I mean, very relevant to the sales team here.
Yeah.
I'm sure they appreciate your
Because I
experience.
kind of understand what you all are looking for, after so long.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if I can help to impact your life or your career in any way, I'm happy to do it. Yeah.
And Go will contact you to register for the new car. So,
I'm going to bring YS for the tour while you're doing that.
okay.
You can actually finish up the.
Okay. Can.
Sorry, just give me 2 minutes.
Yep.
Organize something. And then we have the giveaway also, right?
Okay.
I'll organize that and come back.
Okay. He'll come back, bring you for your 2,000,
1,200,
2,100.
2,100 Newton meters of top.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he was suggesting maybe do a Genting run as well.
I say my license.
Got license or e-license?
I don't have E. But I've driven trucks before.
Okay, let's quickly, I know you guys are hungry already. Let's quickly run through the rest of the slides and then we finish off today. So basically now we are talking about, traditional media versus influencers and KOL, key differences. So basically you have influencers, have mass appeal, and then also you must remember, you must use the right person to help you reach your target market. So these are differences that mark both traditional and the new media. So mass appeal versus targeted, you have audience trust. Can the influencers that you use be trusted? And then the kind of engagement, of course, the cost and ROI is the most important for every brand. Traditional media is still very expensive to invest in. And at times, the turnaround time is very important. Quick lead time. During the previous MCVE, all of a sudden, we thought that, we need to attract more people to the MAN booth. So we quickly talked to these two media. One is GCMA of Autobus, and then one is Abangan to quickly. And then within 2 days, we briefed them as to what we need. So they came in, did a video, and posted it up because the event was basically just 3 days. So the turnaround time was way faster than what a traditional media would be able to help you. And then the budget is way more flexible. Can negotiate with them. So again, there's no, no fix. So, but the important is like what YS say also, it's important to balance both, integrate both traditional and new media in your campaign. So,
Ini mereka baik untuk peminat-peminat MAN di Malaysia. Buat pertama kalinya dalam sejarah Malaysia, MAN mempamerkan seluruh
So Abangan was someone we chose to reach out to the Malay-speaking market, and then GC Ma.
With over 2,000 Newton meters of torque and it costs less than 500,000 ringgit. And it is built to carry explosive as well. We are at the booth of MAN Truck and Bus at the Malaysia Commercial Vehicle Expo 2024 in the Mines MRECC happening this weekend. MAN is showcasing its full range of its commercial vehicles for the first time in Malaysia, including its MAN TGS 6x2 ATR prime mover. It's the latest low-emission Euro 5 truck made to carry highly flammable or dangerous goods. It comes with the highest ATR spec with Class EX2 and EX3 specifications, so it can actually carry explosives. It is also equipped with advanced driver assistance system, just like the cars. Parts of the interior even looks like a Volkswagen. This here is the TGS 6x4, built for rough terrain. That's why it's got a higher ground clearance. Also on display is the chassis of the MAN RR5 bus with Euro 5 spec engine and also others. Now check this out. It is an MAN TGE van that is custom built as a motorhome. Welcome to my motorhome. It can fit up to 4 people with beds, tiny kitchen with fridge, and bathroom, swiveling toilet bowl. Nice. MAN now do remanufacture parts and can be cheaper by up to 40% with warranty like a new one. There are also interesting accessories. This is every trucker's dream tumbler. It is MAN branded coffee maker. All you need is a coffee capsule, some water, press a button, and coffee is done. So, bosses and truckers out there, remember to come by MAN Truck and Bus booth at the Mines this weekend. Or you're just into big, large commercial vehicles, do come by as well.
So quick, and a lot of the points have been emphasized here. Okay, how to do it right according to this academician, Dr. John Rudd. Nowadays, we are overstimulated. So too much information, clutter everything, so people skip. So that's very common. They don't have time to listen to long stories. That's why I think short videos work very well. And the challenge is not just reaching. The numbers are there, but whether or not you're capturing their attention, that's the most important. And then, of course, the content must resonate and be able to engage your audience. So, and the most important is the ability to cut through all the clutter. That you get information overload. So to be able to catch their attention, again, that's very important. And then for digital, you must be authentic and trustworthy. And actually, like what I say, you must meet the need of the person. You can tell them all you want about how good you are, but if you don't meet their needs, it doesn't work. And then, of course, create value for your customer always and communicate this value. And then, like again, why I say, know your customer lah. Cannot sell the same thing to different people. So choosing the right strategy, let's say if you're doing a marketing campaign, you always got to ask yourself these questions. Which channel suits your audience, your goals and your resources, because it also depends on the budget, how much money you have. And then, of course, if you are managing something that is happening that's damaging to your brand, crisis communication, you don't use an influencer, right? So you would want all the traditional media to be there so that you can answer the questions and communicate your message very clearly and in a professional manner. So for product launches, events, and other campaigns, you can have a mix of both traditional and digital media present. And also the important part is when you're managing both media, like you don't want to be seen as biased towards one. You give money to the influencers and KOLs, and then you just give a cap and a t-shirt to the traditional media. That's a strict no-no, right?
You also don't let people know.
Yeah, exactly. So I had one customer who actually made that boo-boo at an event in it's a bike launch. They invited all the influencers and then got envelope. The media came, so then all the influencers opening the envelope. RM200. Ayo, I didn't know about that because they were handling the envelope. Then there was a big hoo-ha lah. So you do not want to ever do that. So if you want to give a token, give to everybody. If you don't want to give, or you do it quietly lah. So that's the important. So your brand objective, your tone and image is very important when choosing the right media strategy and which platform. So if MAN is a very corporate brand, so you've got to choose, let's say, an influencer or media that's also very corporate. Cannot be hee ha ha, and then balancing both are very important. So we finish off with, okay, I would like all of you to actually imagine you are shooting a TikTok video or something to promote the brand. So let's say you have this new model year 25 MAN TGS with a new Euro 6 engine. How are you going to promote it? What are you going to say to your customer? So, shall I give you a few minutes to think and write down? And then maybe you can stand up and then share with me at least maybe 3 is optimum, 3 key points. Why should your customers buy this truck? Sorry? Any segment. Let's say if MAN just announced that this Euro 6 engine is available now. I think for MAN right now is also, sometimes it's a challenge to sell the Euro 5 engine because the emissions regulations are still not enforced. And then of course, Euro 5 uses AdBlue, additional costs already. So some
Euro 6
yeah, exactly. So would this ever happen?
Euro 6?
Yeah.
In Malaysia?
Yep.
CBU is Euro 6.
CBUs are Euro 6, and second thing is, we'll come to a point that EU countries, they will slowly have to actually stop manufacturing low emission engines. Otherwise, they are penalized by EU because then they have this additional costs and tax and everything for. So hence, EV or higher Euro emission standards are. But the problem, EV of course is the best choice. The capex is too high, 1.5 million and everything.
For one prime mover.
1.5 M. So ROI is going to be challenging. Of course, your OPEX is lower. But then again, if you put the net together, the TCO will be more or less the same. And you are selling EV in a country where diesel is so cheap. So you're not charging a passenger car, you're charging a truck. Massive battery packs. And
Charging time will be very long.
no, unless you have a
exchange.
unless exchange or you have a megawatt charger, which investment cost is very high. But then again, infra in Malaysia
Also very bad.
very bad for commercial vehicle with the trailer and everything. Where you going to pull away? Dia tarik ya.
Yeah.
Kepala pun tak boleh masuk the height. So this is the problem. Our competitors are bringing in EV, but we still don't want to bring. Another thing is MAN very conservative still to bring in EV to Asian market for commercial vehicle. Light duty, medium duty, no brainer you can bring. But comes to heavy
duty is there's a big responsibility that goes with it.
Yes, and another thing, to our climate, the WLTP is going to be a question mark. Because, you see, never a question passenger car and payload.
Yeah.
the question never came up. Because you know, maximum pun 5 orang duduk, maximum pun you bring about 450 liters of luggage, 500 on an average. Comes to commercial vehicle and Malaysia, you're carrying payload. How's the performance going to be your payload? So these are the questions. Can I take the privilege of bringing both of them? Before that, a small token of appreciation.
Okay, please work on your points. What are you going to say to your customer?
3 minutes might be too long. Do a 1 minute video.
Yeah. 1 minute video. Pretend we're going to shoot you lah.
Let me give you a tip lah. You have 1 minute to propose lah.
So,
what are you going to say?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this.
so this is a limited edition MAN individual truck. Comes along with the wheel chop also.
Wow.
So I know it would look beautiful in the photo
Yeah,
because
I
I,
know.
have this.
Yeah.
I don't want it to get scratched.
Yes, I
So
know.
I'll do the privilege show.
Let's take a photo. Yep. You want to hand it to me?
Yes.
Alright. Thank you so much. I love this.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. One more. Hold that. 1, 2, 3.
So this is not made in China.
Yeah.
Also, the toy is
Sure,
made in
yeah.
sure, confirm. Made in Germany, and then of course I took 2 sizes. I know you might be size L and XL. Okay, and this is actually our MAN cap.
Thank you.
And of course for you as well.
Yeah. Oh. Thank you.
We'll put it in the bag for you.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to treat.
Okay, please.
You can also follow me.
So remember guys, if you only have 1 minute to
Yeah,
sell
1 minute.
your truck, what will you sell?
Yeah. 3 points.
Camera.
So this is the end already. So you can look forward to your lunch, whatever you're going to have. So whoever is ready, you are also a salesman because you represent the brand. So YS has given you quite a lot of tips already. Huh? Go. Okay.
So the first
Come in front lah.
3 minutes.
Come in front. No. Just 1 minute a day. Okay. Three points that will get the person to seriously consider.
First point to consider is go MAN. Okay, I
Oh,
have sell
go-
my point, go MAN. Second point is with a 6x4, it's a robust truck. We came with retarder, we came with hot reduction. Then third point is fuel better, we have a good fuel consumption
Compared to?
compared to other brands.
Okay. Okay, who's next? Benz, come on. 3 points. You don't even have to think about it, man. You should be sleeping also. You can.
First point, for power, MAN, choose MAN. Okay. Fuel saving, choose MAN. Okay, then best after sales, choose MAN. Yes. Okay.
Okay, fair. Kumar.
Okay. Good afternoon. Okay. What are the best benefit to the customer if we sold the trucks? Okay. We are now bringing our new product, which is we call MAN PGS Euro 6 D30 engine series, which is high capacity with 480 horsepower. First benefit to the customer is whereby the price is worth for them because these are heavy duty trucks, and in terms of heavy operation, for the heavy operation. Second, we are promoting to customer, which is service contract, which is 100% they can have benefit to on the service contract. They are only focused on their business. In terms of the service and maintenance, we will support them, A to Z. The third one is cost saving, whereby once they take a service contract, their maintenance costs will be reduced, especially in the next 5 years.
So you're focusing on the cost of ownership lah, huh? Bala.
Hi gentlemen, why you need to use MAN? When you drive MAN, you should be proud that MAN is the first inventor of the diesel engine in the world. Do you know that? First diesel engine in the world is belongs to MAN. Second, they introduced with the D30 engine, 30 liters with a 560 horsepower, 280 Newton meter, the biggest horsepower available in Malaysia. So you can be so proud of it. Third, our coverage throughout the Malaysia. We just give a call. Any corner of the Malaysia, we will be there within hours to support you. And our operating hours also extended for you until 2 o'clock in the morning for your convenience. Okay? You should be proud of
Okay, very short, very to the point, addressing the needs. Give it a shot, man. And Andrew.
Yeah, I'm new. So
It's okay.
okay. Hi everybody. Today I'm going to introduce MAN.
MAN.
Euro 6. So this Euro 6, for those who concerned very much about ESG, this is very good engine, and we come with 2 years warranty and 480 horsepower, one of the highest power in this segment.
Shikin, you want to try? Imagine you have 1 minute to present 3 points why you should buy an MAN. Cuba lah, because you are a frontliner also. So you should be able to sell MAN. Come, let's try. What are the 3 benefits do you think will convince a customer to buy?
I think it's not really related to the Euro 6.
Okay, it's okay. Just.
So I think 3 benefits that can benefit our customer buying MAN truck. It's because the after sales, the breakdown assistance is 24/7, and then we have in every region that can support our customer. Also, we have the extended time service until 2:30. So it's also benefit to our customer where they can send their truck in the evening and run for business in the early morning. So there's no downtime, limited downtime. And also the last is the service RMC service contract. It will be a peace of mind to the customer.
Okay. Very good, straight to the point. So, yeah, I think it's important to articulate what will benefit the customer. Like Shikin says, peace of mind. You have extended time at your workshop. All these are USPs, unique selling propositions. Other customers and other brands are not doing that, right? Yeah, so mention things that are unique to the brand. Because if you say, the high horsepower, I think that's a good point. The highest in the market, if it comes about, so that's also very important. and then lower cost of ownership. Again, all these are keywords. So when you remember all these points, then wherever you go or in any context or any meeting, when you see a prospect or a customer, you can always repeat this. You should be able to immediately come up with all these points when people ask you, hey, why should I buy MAN? You know, so zoom in, fine tune, and make sure you communicate these points, because all of you are brand ambassadors as well. Maybe one day, all of you are required to have a TikTok channel, you know, to help promote the brand. So imagine a 70-plus-year-old person, uncle, can start from scratch, so all of you can do that as well. So remember, I mean, the power of social media, and also do not forget that traditional media still has a role to play, because it inspires confidence with the credible information. Always check. So with that, I would like to end the session for today. Any questions you might have, let me know. And meanwhile, if I can, please help me fill up the feedback form, a short feedback form. You can remain anonymous if you choose to, or you can just write your name. So this is to help me improve. This is a, so then moving forward. Yeah, sure.